All right. Well, Kayla, thank you for joining us today on CKUA Radio to talk about the project that you are quite literally just recently working on. I can still see the paint on your hands. It's great to have you here joining us on CKUA to talk about it. For starters, you're primarily a visual painter, again, evidenced by the paint on your hands. Could you perhaps give us a brief history of your artistic journey? How did you originally get into the arts?
I went to art high school,
Mm.
and then I went and I did the university thing. And after my first year of university, I like met up with a bunch of my friends from high school, and they were all pursuing the arts. And I was a bit jealous, so I decided I was gonna try it out. I was like only 19. I was like, okay, might as well give it a shot now. And I did an artist residency in Berlin. And during that time, I was making a lot of artwork, and it got recognized. And I had some publications write about it, and it earned me my first solo show, and that was in Montreal. So they shipped all my paintings out to Montreal,
Oh, wow.
and I think that gave me the confidence that yes, this is an actual career path. And yeah, I guess that's like kind of a brief start. And then I went to OCAD for school and had a summer job that inspired me to go into murals. So I would say that's a 1 minute summary.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And so you
Yeah.
have two distinctly different styles that you work in. How would you describe those and maybe the differences between the two?
I started out having more of a commercial style,
Mm.
and that was a product of my environment. I grew up in Toronto. There's a lot of hustle culture there, and I felt like there wasn't a lot of room to like really push myself artistically while still like being able to get clients, because I felt like there wasn't a lot of trust for like new styles, and I just
Mm.
wanted to do what worked. So my art ended up looking like a little bit more corporate, and that was great at the time because I wanted to be working. I wanted that experience, and that style was really easy to execute. Then I moved to Montreal, and part of that was because of the art scene, and there were so many really like unique creative artists, and all of them had such a diverse portfolios. They all had very diverse portfolios. And so when I arrived, I kind of confronted myself, and I thought like I want to push my art style further. I want to like find my own inner voice. I felt like my art style was too influenced by what other people were doing, and
Mm.
I didn't feel like it was really about me. And I didn't feel like I was sharing my piece to the world. So I started exploring that a little bit and experimenting with a bunch of different styles. And it's very surrealist. There's a lot of like mark making and pencil crayon and a lot of textures and warm color palettes. And it's like a little bit inspired by surrealism, and some people kind of say it has like a medieval vibes, but it's
Hmm.
also kind of silly. And then I think in both of my art styles, it's like they're both kind of this like silly, playful nature. But my this like newer art style that I do is like a bit more serious, and I think it's meaningful, and it's an art style I'm really proud of. And so I'm trying to shift to do that primarily, but I'm still happy to do my other art style for the right client.
Right. Yeah, when I was looking in your portfolio website and I was looking at style number one, kind of got like it almost felt maybe like tarot inspired.
Ooh, yeah.
And I imagine that probably translates well to what you're currently working on, which is a project inspired by Cirque du Soleil's production Kooza. Where did you first get this idea to do a mural based on that production?
Well, they approached me because
Oh.
they are coming to Calgary. Well, they're in Calgary right now.
Mm-hmm.
They reached out to Bump Mural Festival,
Mm-hmm.
and they found my artwork, and they thought felt circusy, and they hired me for the project. I've never drawn circus imagery before, but
Oh, wow.
as soon as I got the job, I was like, the ideas were coming. And a lot of my personal work now has a lot of circus influence, like because of this project.
Oh, really?
But yeah, it's been really impactful for me. It's kind of like shifted me creatively. And last month, they flew me to Denver, Colorado to watch Kooza.
Oh, wow.
And I got to meet all the circus performers, and I got to touch all of the costumes and ask everyone questions. And it was really inspiring. And so after that experience, I came home and I made all of my sketches for this wall.
So then I guess you kind of answered where you were drawing inspiration from that. And sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you have a background in gymnastics at all?
Yeah, I do. I used to do competitive trampoline as a kid.
Oh, wow.
And now, yeah, and then now I do like park roller skating, and I can do flips on my roller skates.
Cool.
And it's just as much of a passion of mine as art. So just linking the two of just like performance and acrobatics with arts is just something that's really inspiring because I really relate to it.
So are you able to draw upon those personal experiences of, your former life as a competitive trampolinist and then also doing your rollerblading? Are you able to kind of take inspiration from your personal experiences of that and that movement and apply it to this project?
It's really fueled my passion for this project. I'm having like a lot of fun with figure drawing. I have like there's like a storytelling that's separate from Kooza that's like my own twist that I have in this mural. The mural is called Pandora's Snail. And it's kind of this moment before you open Pandora's box, and there's like this anticipation, and you'll have to see it. But
this is my last question for you. You're no stranger to murals. In fact, you've completed several murals across Canada, including numerous that you have generously donated to various communities, raising support on important issues that are facing people today. What sort of impact do you see murals making in communities, or perhaps why is public art like this so important for communities?
I feel like murals give community like a sense of ownership over their neighborhoods. Without murals, you're just sort of walking amongst like blank spaces and architectural buildings that you may have no relationship with. And then when a mural appears, like suddenly, you're like really proud to show your friends it. It brings people together. People are visiting all over the city just to see it. And it just gives people like a sense of pride over their cities. And I think when that happens, suddenly people are nicer to each other. They're, not throwing trash on the street. Like they want to keep their neighborhoods clean. And I think it just overall kind of creates a bit more like peace in the community because they're happy to live there.